So it's the top of the hour. I hope you can settle in and relax for this session that we have here. So thanks again for joining. I truly appreciate your time. It is very, very valuable, and it's also just telling that you are dedicated this time to yourself, which is very important because we're going through a lot right now, and taking care of yourself is key. So thank you again. My name is Irene Pauline Humpelstetter, and I am a holistic health practitioner. So I'm certified as a nutritionist, so I can speak to anything nutrition-wise and also anything Living Alchemy, because I also work with Living Alchemy as the education manager and marketing manager. And this event is hosted by the Country Way. So the Country Way invited me to speak about our Living Alchemy products that are at the Country Way Health Store in Sault Ste. Marie. So, and the local yoga studio just down the street from the Country Way is the Healing Loft that I've been hearing really great things about. Although I won't be able to visit because I'm over here in Vancouver, BC. It's just nice to learn more about these awesome businesses that are growing and able to share their services virtually. So I want to get right into the materials here because I got a lot of good stuff to cover. And for you, those of you that are just joining, please type away any questions in the chat box so I can help guide you to your answers that you're looking for in this session. I'm going to save some time at the end. All right, perfect. Everything is operational. Okay, great. So I do have to let you know that everything I'm speaking to here is for informational purposes. The information contained within this document is not intended to substitute the advice of a healthcare professional. So it's not intended to diagnose or treat any healthcare problems or speak to any prescriptions of any medications. So please do speak to your healthcare providers on those issues. Okay, great. I'm just making sure I'm all set. So first of all, this is the most important part of this, my 30-minute segment here. And it's really about tuning in to how you are doing and really listening to your body and the signs and and what it's telling you. How is your body speaking to you? How do you feel mentally and physically? And this is how it's going to be able to define what your stress looks like. That's the point of this exercise. Define what your stress looks like. Sit, tune in, and feel where the stress lies. Is it mentally? Are you finding that you're not yourself usually? You've got brain fog, maybe it's moodiness, a lot of anxiety, you're not maybe sleeping at night. Or maybe it's more so externally and you're seeing skin irritations, mystery rashes coming up, whatever that may look like for you. Or however, maybe it's energy levels. Maybe your energy isn't where it used to be a year ago or, last week or something like that. Or maybe it's no energy. Maybe you're just unexplained fatigue that's really just knocked you down. Or maybe it's more of a digestive concerns that you're here for, which is this gas, bloating, stomach discomfort, tense, not making regular bowel movements daily. So tune into what that looks like for you, and then that's going to be able to define how to manage your stress, and that's what we need to help you with. And so I'm going to provide some solutions from Living Alchemy that can help, and then of course the yoga is always going to help too. So I'm going to speak about fermented herbal formulas and how they can help manage your stress. Of course, stressors are different for everyone. Signs of stress are shown in the body differently as well. So it's really about tuning in to what stress does to your body. And then we will find the right match of the right herb to combat your stress. Of course, it's going to take time, consistency, and dedication, but these are something that will help. It's not the magic cure, magic pill, or anything, but it's going to help assist you during these times where we need extra support, especially as we approach another new season going into the holidays and whatnot too. We don't want to add more layers of stress, so let's work to find the solutions that are best for you. So Living Alchemy, if you're not familiar with Living Alchemy, we are a Canadian proud company. We're 4 years old, so we're a small business. We're located, head office is in Vancouver, BC. And what we specialize in are fermented organic whole food supplements. So really as clean as possible, we keep it. All our ingredients, USDA organic, non-GMO, project verified, vegan, no dairy, no isolates, no fillers, so very clean. Our fermentation process is what it brings us to win a lot of awards about. It's very innovative. It uses kefir grains, water-based, dairy-free kefir grains, and a kombucha SCOBY. And this is the fermentation process. So it's a living culture fermentation process that is fermenting the whole foods and then packaged into a supplement form to be able to fit your modern day needs. And yes, so within this living culture fermentation process, it includes a multitude of diverse strains that's providing that healing and activating the nutrient levels. So everything's small batch, traditional, made, and also a long month, so about a month-long fermentation process. So it allows the potency to really come through with all of our formulas, making them very effective for you. So it's really this whole new paradigm in whole food supplements that Living Alchemy is able to provide, where it's bioavailable vitamins and minerals. So meaning it is more absorbable for the body, especially when we're under a lot of stress, a lot of inflammation. Giving the body some ease, say pre-digested, the fermented ingredients will help your body be able to absorb what it needs and make it effective. So this is the full series that you may have recognized at Countryway, and we've got a special offer included in this session for you from the Countryway too. So do stick around for the whole session with us. So what I'm speaking about today is the Alive series. So this is an amazing series. These include your fermented organic herbs, plus a complementary herb is in here. So what I do need to mention that is important to Living Alchemy is that we always use whole herbs. So we really believe that such plants should never be isolated with just specific nutrients or processed unnaturally, as the holistic intention of the herb is really lost. Using a natural source living culture fermentation really takes the whole of the plant and creates a superior form where it really allows the plant all the nutrients of the whole plant to come alive and burst with life and vitality. So that's what makes Living Alchemy different, because there's a lot of other herbals ingredients on the market that are just single extracts, so or single isolates. So for example, say curcumin. You might have been familiar with curcumin. It's very popular over the past few years here. So normally we don't sprinkle curcumin on our food. We sprinkle turmeric. We cook with turmeric. So with Living Alchemy, we'll always use the whole of turmeric. We don't just isolate one compound, like vitamin C from an orange. We would use the whole orange and we'd enhance it by fermenting it. So those, some examples that I like to share with you. And so our process is fermenting the whole foods and the whole herbs. So say I'm going to be carrying on with the turmeric example, is that we ferment turmeric with our kefir kombucha living culture for about 1 month. It's in this traditional small batch fermentation, and that's where the turmeric root really comes alive. And then from there, it's capsulated as clean as possible, and we don't use any high heat. It's kind of like a cold press supplement where we freeze dry it to keep all the nutrients intact. Because when you use high heat, you kill the nutrients, you kill the microbes, the beneficial microbes that you want to stay alive, so that in that capsule, it's effective when you're consuming it. And so why do we feel so strongly in fermentation? So I, of course, am going to say always incorporate more fermented foods into your diet, especially during these times, 2 ounces with every meal. I like to suggest we can't all do that all the time. So that's where I suggest fermented whole food supplements. Of course, there's lots of benefits. But what are the potential benefits is that the profile of the food becomes much more bioavailable. The key therapeutic nutrients are enhanced. So think about cabbage and then think about sauerkraut. So of course, cabbage has lots of different beneficial nutrients to it. But when you ferment it for about a month, traditionally, you know, when you're doing that in your kitchen, it is really enhancing the profile of key compounds, so nutrients, vitamins, but also key enzymes. You're getting probiotics in there, etc. So lots of benefits to fermentation, and why we utilize this concept amongst all of Living Alchemy products. So let's get into the physical and mental stress support for our day, and how we can help implement this. So this is a herb that everybody's been raving about, but no one can ever say or spell even. It's called ashwagandha. So I wonder if you've heard of this one before. Ashwagandha, Living Alchemy's Ashwagandha Alive has been winning lots of awards. It is very popular. Let me tell you a little bit about the history of this. It's used in traditional Ayurvedic medicine, and it's the world's oldest holistic healing philosophy is Indian medicine. It's back 3,000 years ago, and this ashwagandha herb is really a balance between that mind, body, and spirit. And it really helps with complementary and alternative medicine, bringing that together. Some other popular herbs in Ayurvedic medicine are also bacopa and turmeric as well. So why ashwagandha? The properties are amazing: anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, anti-stress. The list goes on here. All the right words that you want in a natural herbal aid. So looking at Ashwagandha Alive, it includes the fermented ashwagandha, unfermented organic ashwagandha as well. So you're getting the benefits of both. Bacopa and turmeric are in here. So this is really the ultimate adaptogen for stress, energy, and strength. It improves mood, it improves anxiety, helps with focus and concentration. Specifically, bacopa, also known as Brahmi in Indian medicine, really helps with bringing blood flow to the brain to help with focus and concentration. So I love this formula during the day, if you're working from home or working as an essential caregiver, being able to keep focused and keep stress levels down is key. So ashwagandha is a great one to introduce to improve your energy levels, your anxiety, your mood, all of the sorts here. So lots of benefits with ashwagandha here, including balancing the nervous system. So we have a very overstimulated nervous system today. This is then in tune going to also help to boost your immune health when you're working to balance out stress. And then also it's going to work to balance out hormonal imbalances. Ashwagandha, third-party research has shown it helps with libido, vitality, fertility. So it really works with that stamina building as well. Helps the body's resilience to stress by supporting the adrenal glands and hormone production there. So it balances out cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and then it also helps to balance out ascorbic acid, which is utilized and needed during stress levels. Yeah, there's lots of research with ashwagandha. If you haven't heard of it, I encourage you to take a look about, all the benefits of this wonderful herb. That's why I call it the ultimate one. And this helps with energy. It helps with even food being digested and absorbed properly. So even outside research shows that it helps with reducing ulcers, headaches, migraines, and then also helps with metabolism. So a lot of people utilize this during the day for energy, but also during the night for sleep. And then also there's been research of how it helps with thyroid health, and that's how it helps with your metabolism and natural body weight management as well. So a long laundry list of benefits for ashwagandha. I say when your mental stress is high and your physical stress is high, choose ashwagandha. My next favorite herb here is rhodiola. Rhodiola is very popular in Russia, Scandinavian countries. It's grown in northern Alberta, and that's where ours is sourced from. And so it's traditionally used to treat anxiety, fatigue, and depression, and it's been used that way for centuries, using the whole of the root, which is essential because there's a lot of ingredients out there that just pull an extract and then put the extract in a mega dose. And that's where you need all the cofactors of the whole root to be able to provide the holistic intention of the herb, which is widely used for energy, stamina, fatigue, immune, brain. So lots of benefits here. our Rhodiola Alive from Living Alchemy also includes astragalus. Astragalus, you might have heard, is a great immune booster. So this one's going to help with energy, and it's going to help with immune health directly. Plus turmeric. Turmeric's important because it helps to reduce inflammation. When you're under a lot of stress, got a lot of inflammation in the body happening too. So this one is also the dose for all of these Living Alchemy Alive supplements for the herbals are all 1 to 3 capsules daily. So you find your happy medium. Maybe some days 1 is all you need. Maybe other days you might need 3 on those really stressful days. I do say try to take it consistently to keep stress levels maintained. And what I do suggest with rhodiola is just don't take it 4 hours before bed, because it is stamina building and energy building. It's a warming kind of herb. It's not a jitters, it's not a coffee, it's not a pick-me-up. It's a very stable kind of, I don't want to say upper, but it lifts. So yeah, let me show you some research here that Living Alchemy has a third party has done for Living Alchemy. And this is a human study on students. So I love rhodiola because it's great for a wide variety of people, and including students during exam season when stress is really high. So group A, 21 students took the fermented rhodiola. So Living Alchemy's Rhodiola Alive. Group B took 21 students took the non-fermented and the extract of rhodiola. So how I was telling you that other products on the market just extract one compound from the whole of the plant and don't utilize all the cofactors. And group C took a placebo. Each took 150 milligrams before breakfast and then at lunch. So this is the effects on anxiety. So looking at the lighter peach color, that's the Rhodiola Alive by Living Alchemy. And comparing it to the unfermented extract, which is the darker color, so if you're following my arrow. So from day 2 to day 7 of taking the rhodiola, you can see a sharp decline when you're looking at taking the Rhodiola Alive, the fermented whole rhodiola. So right away, anxiety went down. So a greater decline in anxiety after 7 days of use than using the unfermented extract. So you can see, yes, it did go down, but not as drastically. And then it comes to taper off. So it's not the unfermented extract does not reduce. It actually starts to lift again by day 21. So that's where sometimes you hear adaptogen herbs, and that's what type of herb this is. An adaptogen herb's used for stress, and it reads the body. It's a smart herb, I like to call it. And this is where the adaptogen herb reads the body. And sometimes you might hear that adaptogens don't work as effectively when you keep taking them. And you can see here that's true when you're using an unfermented extract by day 21. But when you're choosing to use Living Alchemy's fermented rhodiola, it continues to slightly decline. So it continues to work over and over. So you can continue to take it and you'll see the benefits here. Actually, even greater benefits on stress levels here, sharp decline from day 2 to 7, and then just continues to decline using the fermented rhodiola, as opposed to the unfermented, just kind of tapers out and isn't as effective. So that's why you can definitely rely on our fermented herbs, the rhodiola, the ashwagandha, to really work long-term for you. I want to show you this because this shows anti-fatigue effects. This is in some more research, and this was a swimming test done with mice. No mice were harmed in this study. If anything, the mice just got to swim faster because they were using the fermented rhodiola, and it was 100% more effective. So I like recommending the rhodiola for exercise, for working out. So if you are trying to get the energy to work out every day or go for a walk every day, or you are into a really strict workout regime, maybe you are a CrossFitter or big on ketone right now, you're really looking after your diet and exercise. Include rhodiola in this because it helps with recovery time, helps with endurance with the increase of the swimming, the increase of endurance. And then also it helps with lactate. So lactate increases in the body as a source of fuel to help prevent fatigue. So choosing fermented rhodiola is really going to help with improving your endurance levels. And then also it taps into glycogen stores. So if you're on kind of a ketone diet, it's going to help tap into your fat stores for energy use by your muscles. So if you are fasting, if you are just looking, training for a marathon or doing your own marathon, that kind of thing, it's going to help push the extra mile. And this is rhodiola, you might have heard it's used amongst astronauts, it's used amongst Olympians. This is Rhodiola Rico, I like to call him. He's a Paralympic athlete, and he reached out to me about rhodiola and how he's used it, and it gives him energy. He used it in the Pan Am Games, and he placed 3rd in hand cycling best time, finished 4th hand cycling road race. He's up against 25 to 35-year-olds, and he's 58 years old himself. So he's doing awesome. The weight category is a whole different weight category. He told me that's why he let me share his weight here. So he's super proud of where his results are now when he's older than when he was younger. So do try rhodiola. It's really that strengthening for physical performance. So if you're physical stressed, you're just extremely low fatigue, give this one a try. And then this one's my absolute favorite out of all Living Alchemy products right now. And this is Holy Basil. Holy Basil is known as Tulsi in Ayurvedic Indian medicine. It's known as the incomparable one. It's very supportive for inflammation, and it's really reduced stress triggers. And it really helps it's been proven, holy basil in general, has been proven to lower cortisol levels. So, sometimes you can just feel like, I'm getting stressed and I need something to relax. This is going to be it. It instantly helps to reduce your cortisol levels. It's a very potent antioxidant as well. It helps to protect everything from liver cells to protecting your tissues from damage from, say, EMFs or radiation and inflammation as well. It also helps to promote mental clarity and focus. It helps to promote GABA, which is a relaxation hormone as well. So our holy basil is fermented freeze-dried, so it's very potent, so it's very effective. And then we also added in lemon balm. I love lemon balm in this. Lemon balm has been studied to help really reduce stress, promote a sense of calmness. It connects the vagus nerve to the digestive system. So if your digestive system, when I was talking at the start, is your digestive system thrown off when you are really stressed, you lose your appetite, or maybe you go more into overeating or cravings. So, of course, you want to look at taking something like your Flora Symbiotics, one of Living Alchemy's digestive aids. But you want to also work to calm that vagus nerve that's communicating between the brain and the gut. And then also lemon balm, it's in a lot of anxiety and insomnia aids. It also is neuroprotective because of its very potent antioxidants that are within it. So holy basil, it's that, I just call this one, the natural chill pill. When mental stress is on high and you just need to relax. I take this one in the evenings. So after work, to keep that work-life balance. So, 5 o'clock and then trying to unwind into the night. I take this one. If you're suffering from sleep, so if your sleep is being affected from stress, take 3 holy basil, just, right before bedtime, even an hour before bedtime. So that, you can take anywhere between 1 to 3. I kind of just take 1 to 2 just before dinner to help unwind. And it reduces your cortisol levels. Also, a good time to take it is before yoga or meditation to just help with that mental clarity and that grounding. So it's very gentle. It's not like a knock you out, kind of pass out, go to sleep. It's very gentle and calming. Yes, it helps brighten mood. It's good if you're suffering from anxiety or depression. Helps with adrenal fatigue, reducing cortisol there. Yes, that natural chill pill. So give a try to that one. In addition, when you're under a lot of stress, that means your liver, your gallbladder, your pancreas is on overdrive. So I'm always going to suggest using our milk thistle as well to help improve everything from immune health, but also skin health. So if you've been suffering from those mystery rashes or food sensitivities, or unexplained kind of discoloration or anything going on with the skin, give a try to our Milk Thistle Alive. It's not just fermented milk thistle. It includes dandelion and turmeric too. So lots of benefits here to help with strengthening the liver. Also, if you've taken any antibiotics or medications in the past, or consume a lot of alcohol, you need some, or smoking or anything like that, you need extra liver support. This is going to help. It's gentle. It's not a cleanse or a detox. It helps to remove toxins on a very gentle way. So you can just take 1 to 2 a day for this one. It's up to 3, of course, if you need it. So say if it's Christmas parties, whatever Christmas parties look like this year. But, if it's just Christmas Day and you're enjoying a few drinks, choose to take some Milk Thistle Alive with that. Your liver will thank you. So I've been talking about how it helps with toxic overload. So that includes everything from non-alcoholic fat or fatty liver as well. And then it's going to help to rebalance hormones. And milk thistle's been proven to help the look and feel of skin health. So from rashes to wrinkles, helps with hydration, also helps with acne. So if you have any hormonal acne, so it balances out your hormones while helping to reduce inflammation. So it's got those anti-aging effects as well, and it helps to boost immunity in addition to just general well-being and body function. And then lastly here, we've got our Turmeric Alive. So you might be familiar with turmeric. Like I mentioned, curcumin is one of the compounds within turmeric that is very, very very popular in at your natural health food stores and in the market. And with Living Alchemy, remember, we ferment our turmeric, so it makes it very potent. And we also include ginger in here. So we don't need to include black pepper or fat or anything like that, because when you're fermenting it, this is where the bioavailability is increased and the absorption is increased. And nothing else is in any of our capsules. We keep it very clean. It's very gentle. And yeah, so we know, turmeric's great for joint health, mobility, heart health, brain health, anti-tumor, because of the potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. So like I said, when you're under a lot of stress, you've got a lot of inflammation. So taking anywhere between 1 to 3, anytime you can take turmeric. So here's a quick research on our fermented turmeric compared to an unfermented turmeric. When we're consuming our fermented turmeric, one compound out of all the others, there's lots within turmeric that are beneficial, but one of them is tetrahydrocurcumin, and there's 983% increase of this one compound. So lots of benefits in this, and many, as well as so many more, because you're getting all the curcuminoids when you're fermenting the whole turmeric root. And also you can see the difference of a standardized turmeric powder, which has low solubility. But when you're looking at our fermented turmeric, it increases the solubility. Actually, I make a golden milk turmeric latte with it just really warm, just more warming, not boiling water, because I don't want any of the benefits to die off. But when I mix it, it doesn't settle, and that's why I open the capsule of our turmeric and use it for my recipes, because it doesn't settle. And I really actually encourage you to try that, because yeah, it's nice, because at the end you get all this powder. It's not the case with using our turmeric. So this brings me to the full range of products. I just want to. Yes, okay. And I just have a few minutes left here. So I hope you can see which product here. Well, then I don't want to. Yes, hope you can see which product here is a good suit to help manage your stress. And if you have any questions, you can be able to reach out to livingalchemy.com. We've got lots of available resources there, or you can call Living Alchemy. You can email myself as well. So lots of ways to connect with us. If I've only confused you more with you don't know which one is for you, just go to our website and there's a stress quiz. Take the quiz, it's 2 minutes. You just tick in what your symptoms look like, and then it auto-populates what's the match for you. And yeah, that's the easy way, and I should have just said that from the start, right? But I hope you have a better understanding of Living Alchemy. I will answer questions in just a second. I want to give you your special promotion on the Living Alchemy products. And that's 20% off of any Living Alchemy products, not just the one I've talked about. So I've only talked about Alive. These symbiotics, which are probiotics, prebiotics, enzymes, if you're suffering from digestive issues, that's the Your Flora you want. And then, of course, we've got everything else there on sale. So go to your Countryway in Sault Ste. Marie and just tell them that you tuned into this webinar of how you learned about Living Alchemy's fermented herbals, and they'll give you 20% off. Very easy, very stress-free. So I hope you get to try some of the products, and really it's just about finding the right solution for you and making sure that, yeah, you see the results and you feel the results and you feel better, because that's what matters most. So if you have a question, please type away, because I will answer them quickly, and then I want to introduce your yoga portion of the segment here. So Carol, thanks for your question. For the rhodiola, how long should you use it before you see increased energy for exercise purposes? I'm assuming day one, you won't see the difference in your physical output. No, because you won't, day one, you will not, because it's not that stimulant. It's not the jitters, which is a good thing. And so like I've showed with the research, it was actually from day 2 to day 7. You can see that decline happening of stress and anxiety. So it kicks in. So you'll also see the increase happening of energy levels. So yeah, I say 7 days consecutively, you should be able to see it. You know, some people it's 10, some people it's 2, 5, 12. So it's in that range generally. But yeah, so, and stick on it for those 7 days. And you can also rotate on and off, so when you need it as well. But yeah, that's thanks for asking the question, Carol. Any other questions before I introduce Sarah? Tammy, thank you for the excellent presentation. I'm currently taking anxiety medication. Are there any known interactions with any of these products? So of course, I'm always going to say, speak to your healthcare practitioner on that one, because I'm not familiar with which type of anxiety medication you are taking. But on our website, livingalchemy.com, you can read the cautions and warnings. And from my memory right now, I don't think there's any warnings about taking with anxiety medication specifically, but it does say check with your medical healthcare professional for medications pairing with medications. So sorry, I can't give you a direct answer, but do check with them, and then you can do a slow introduction. So just start with one and see how you feel as an option. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. Great. I'm going to pass it over. Is everyone just ready to zen out now? Okay, awesome. So get situated, get cozy here. And we're going to have Sarah join in. So Sarah's going to join her camera. I'm going to take mine off. And we're going to do some yoga together. So Sarah, do you want to turn your camera on?
Okay, yes, it's on. Can you see me?
I cannot. Maybe it's because my presentation is up. Can you guys type if you can see Sarah? Shauna, yes, you can. Okay, I guess it's just me that maybe can't. That's okay. I mean, I'll figure it out. So I'm going to let you just take over, and I'm going to mute my mic. So enjoy.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you to Irene and Shauna for the great presentation. The information was awesome, and for having me here. So we're going to spend the next 30 minutes or so just unwinding with a really gentle yoga practice. So you can sit in a chair if you'd like, but if you have space on the floor, a mat even, that would be ideal, but whatever's in your comfort level. So I'll give a lot of options as well. So I'm just going to start seated here, and you can decide if you want to start seated or lying down. Because we're just going to start with a little bit of connection and connecting to our breath, because breath is a really important piece in yoga. It's kind of what links yoga and really sets yoga apart from other forms of exercise. Just the awareness and the potential that breathing has in our bodies and in our lives and in helping us to reduce stress. So if you're comfortable seated, you can sit. If you have any yoga props with you, you can sit up on a block, you can sit on a blanket, and that will help just lengthen your spine a little bit. And if you know that sitting kind of creates a little bit of tension in your low back or pain in your hips, then lie down on your back, because you want to feel really comfortable for the next few minutes here, just while we check in. You're welcome to close your eyes. Whether you're seated or reclined, begin to bring one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your chest. So I always like to begin any practice, any type of exercise or movement with a little bit of stillness and a little bit of grounding and centering. Kind of an opportunity to check in and to arrive. Sometimes there's details of our day, something that happened right before, that need to be acknowledged and then set aside. And so just noticing for yourself how you're arriving, how you're settling. Feel free to make any movements that feel necessary to help you come to stillness. And then start to become more focused on your breathing and your breath. And as you breathe, just notice if one hand is moving a little bit more than the other. So one hand's on your chest and one hand's on your belly. So most of the time we're unconscious breathers. Our breathing is automatic and kind of a habit that we've created. We've learned how to breathe in a certain way. And so just noticing right now if you're breathing more through your chest or through your belly. Maybe the breath feels pretty even. Just notice if one hand is rising more than the other. And the great thing about the breath and any habit is that we can create new habits and new patterns. We can choose how fast, how deep, and where we breathe from. And so as you're breathing, see if you can start to focus more on breathing with your belly. So each time you inhale, feel your belly rise. And each time you exhale, feel your belly fall. And sometimes it takes a few rounds of breath to really get into that cycle, to start to make that a habit. And also notice if you're breathing out of your nose or out of your mouth. And as you're breathing from your belly, see if you can start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And focusing on the breath helps us to be more mindful, helps us to be more in tune with the present moment. So just taking about 3 more breaths, in through your nose and out through your nose. Feel the expansion as you inhale and the contraction as you exhale. You may notice by the end of our practice that your breathing will be a little bit deeper, because as we relax, our breath often deepens just naturally. Good. And then if you're on your back, just start to roll over to one side and gently make your way back up to seated. We're going to meet in a comfortable position. You can wiggle your fingers a little bit, shake your head, and just come to a nice tall seat. And then as you're sitting, just start to gently rock forward and back. So just a subtle movement. The movement can be big or it can be really tiny, more of just a shift. Good. And then we'll come back to center and start to draw our chest towards our right knee, right thigh, and then make some really nice circles. So go through the center, go to the left, and back up. And again, these circles can be really big and expansive, or they can be smaller. And just notice how this is feeling in your body. We always want to check in. We want to notice how our body is responding. We want to do things that feel good in our bodies. And if you notice any time that your mind starts to wander, bring your awareness back to your breath. Allow your breath to be that anchor that brings you back into the present moment. Okay, we'll start to come back up to center. And as you inhale, start to reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, take a gentle twist to the right. You can bring your right hand behind you, your left hand to your right thigh. And just feel the body in a rotation. Feel the belly, the torso, the spine. Feel the shoulders softening down away from the ears. And then start to bring your head, bring it forward. Slide your right hand beside you. And as you inhale, reach your left arm up and over. Just feeling that stretch all down your left side body. Side bending is really good for the core, good for core control, good for breathing as well. We often don't move in this direction. We often don't hold in a side bend. So it's really nice to just spend a few breaths here. And then take your right hand, bring it a little closer to your body. Take your left hand to the right side of your forehead, and then slowly bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. And the hand is just gently placed. It's not really pressing or putting any weight on the stretch. And now we're stretching the right side of the neck. And then slowly release that left hand down. Give your shoulders a nice roll up, back and down. And then we're going to take our legs and we're going to switch. So whatever leg was in front, you can bring it behind. And then whatever leg was behind, bring it in front. And then just getting settled by rocking forward and back a few times. Notice how your body's feeling. Notice any sensation. Notice any discomfort. And then as you come back to center, take your body towards your left knee and thigh, forward, to the right, and back up. So coming into those nice circles. And you may notice that this side feels different. You may notice that some parts of the circle you feel more of a stretch or more sensation. And just continuing to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Going around one more time. And as you come back to center, inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, take that twist over to the left. Bringing your left hand behind you, your right hand to your left thigh or your left knee. We're just allowing this to be a gentle movement. So we're just warming up our spine. We're taking our spine through a few different directions of movement. Notice how the breath feels when the body is twisted. And then as you start to turn your gaze back to center, sweep your left hand beside you. Inhale, reach your right arm up and over. And just start to gently bend over to the right. Pause as soon as you feel that stretch. You don't need to go beyond that initial little bit of sensation. You want to be able to take deep breaths. If the breath ever becomes shallow or it's difficult to take a full breath, then you want to come out slightly. And breathing has so many benefits on our nervous system, on self-regulation. Helps us to reduce anxiety. It helps us to be calm. Helps to still the mind. And as you come back up to center, gently bring your left hand or your fingertips to the left side, right hand to the left side of your forehead. Your right ear down towards your shoulder. And think about lowering or relaxing that left shoulder just a little more. Great, and then slowly release. Come back to center. Give your shoulders a nice roll up, back and down. We're going to take our hands. We're going to spread our fingers. And then we're going to move on to hands and knees. So this is called tabletop. And if you notice that your knees are tight or sore at all, you can always put a blanket underneath your knees and add a little bit of cushion. And if having weight on your hands or your wrists kind of creates pain or discomfort, you can always use your fists as well. So pressing your hands into the floor, just thinking about lengthening from the crown of your head forward and from your tail back. And then as you inhale, start to lengthen your belly towards the floor. Lift your head and your tail. You may feel a stretch in your low back. As you exhale, start to draw your belly in. Start to round your back as you tuck your chin to your chest. And then move with your breath. As you inhale, feel the belly drop. Lift your head and tail. As you exhale, start to draw the belly in, rounding your spine. Just continue to move with your breath. Find your own pace. The movements can be really slow. You're taking the spine through extension and flexion. And wherever you are, just going through one more in each direction. This is called cat-cow. Come back to center. Find that neutral spine once again. Begin to press your right hand a little more firmly into the floor. As you inhale, open your left arm out to the side. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your left hand and arm and reach it through your right. Start to tip forward, maybe making your way to the left side of your forehead. And you can adjust your knees and your legs if you want to bring your legs a little wider, a little closer together. You can keep your right hand pressing into the floor, or you can wrap your right hand behind your back. This is called thread the needle. We're focusing on giving the left shoulder a really gentle stretch. Relax the fingers of your left hand. Relax your face, unclench your jaw. And then begin to press your right hand back into the floor. Start to ease your way up. Taking your way back into your tabletop, this time pressing your left hand down. Inhale the right arm out to the side. You can look towards the right hand and arm. And then watch the hand and arm as it reaches through. Start to tip forward. Make your way to the right side of your forehead. You can always put a block or blanket underneath your head as well. And then feeling free to adjust or wrap the left hand behind your back. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths here. And slowly press your left hand into the floor. Make your way back out into a tabletop. And then we're going to take the knees wide on our mat. We're going to take our big toes and bring them to touch. And then start to sit your tailbone back towards your heels. Stretch your arms forward. This is called child's pose. This is a great stretch for the spine. It helps to lengthen the spine. Helps to open the hips. And you can take your knees a little bit wider, a little closer together. If it feels okay to press your forehead right into the floor, you can try that, or a block, if you have a block or a blanket. Your arms can be extended straight. You can also have your elbows bent, just releasing and relaxing the shoulders. This is a really calming pose. So just notice here. Notice your breath. You may be able to even hear yourself breathing. If your forehead is on the floor or connected to a block, you can shake your head from side to side a few times. And then as you inhale, start to lift your forehead, press your hands into the floor, walk your hands towards you, and we're going to make our way onto our backs. So coming all the way down onto our backs. And just bringing your feet to the ground. And then slowly start to bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out to the side. This is called reclined butterfly. And you can have your feet further away from your body. You can bring your feet a little closer to your body. And then right away, you may be observing or noticing some sensation in your body. Maybe feeling a little bit of a stretch in the hips and the inner thighs, in the groin. If the stretch feels quite intense, you can do a gentle pulse with your legs. And you can take up space with your arms. You can reach your arms out to the sides. You can reach your arms up overhead. You can bring your hands back onto your belly or your chest. So just always checking in and adjusting consciously. Feel your entire back body supported, your head, your shoulders, your spine, your sacrum, your ankles. And just notice the grounding effects of each breath you're taking. And then slowly take your hands to the outsides of your knees. Begin to bring your knees back together. You can walk your feet out wide and then allow your knees to drop in towards one another. So this is the opposite movement, the opposite shape. And your knees may touch or there may be a little bit of space. You may notice that this feels a little more relaxing, a little less sensational. And then just observe the present moment. Observe the sounds of life where you live. Is there any thoughts that are coming into your mind? Just observe what's happening in the present moment. Also notice how the present moment changes often. The thoughts will come and go. The sound in your home will change. Sensations in your body will change. Just notice how much more that you notice when you're focused on just one thing, just yourself. And slowly walk your feet back in line with your hips. And then walk them out wide. So wide on your mat. Knees are still bent. You can take your arms out wide as well, and then start to windshield wiper your knees side to side. Notice that one side feels a little tighter, one direction of movement. Again, just observing, we all have very unique physical bodies. We have different jobs, different patterns of movement. And the way your body feels can change day to day. And so every time you decide to practice yoga or movement, it's really emphasizing how you're feeling. Practice with a lot of acceptance and compassion for the body that's shown up that day. Bringing your feet back, bring your feet together. As you inhale, you can draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle hug, maybe rock from side to side. And then take your arms out wide once again, palms facing up, fingers relaxed. And start to allow your knees to drop over to the right side of your mat. And you can adjust your legs higher or lower. If you have a block or a prop, you can place a block underneath your bottom knee. Feel your arms reaching, feel your chest really open. Imagine that your breath is helping to massage some of your internal organs. If your left shoulder is uncomfortable, if it's floating a little bit off the ground, you can bring your left hand onto your rib cage. Just taking one more breath here. As you inhale, come back to center. Once again, give yourself a gentle hug, maybe a rock from side to side. And then pause in the center, take your arms out wide, palms up. Gently allow your knees to fall over to the left side of your mat. Twisting is really soothing for the spine. I end most of my yoga classes with a twist. It just helps to realign the spine, to relax some of the muscles that support the spine. Slowly bring your gaze back to center, draw your knees back into your chest. Give yourself one more hug. This time you can lift your forehead up towards your knees if you'd like. And then rest your head down, slowly bring your feet to the floor and slide your legs long on your mat. You can reach your arms up overhead. Take a really nice full body stretch. You can point your toes. You can flex your toes. And then bring your arms back by your sides. You can also open them wide. You can take your legs wider. If your low back is tense, you can press your feet into the floor. So this final resting pose is called Shavasana. We end every yoga practice with this pose. It's an opportunity for one last check-in, an opportunity to observe the effects of your practice, to observe the effects of being mindful and present, to notice the regulating effects of your breath. And so continue to allow your breath to be your focus. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. When you practice conscious breathing, it can help to increase your lung capacity. It can help to reduce stress. It can help to regulate and calm the nervous system. We're going to end tonight leaving you here on your backs or lying down in Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here for the next 5 seconds, 5 minutes. Just observing how you're feeling, observing your breath. I'm extending a lot of gratitude outward to each of you for joining us tonight. Have a great night. Namaste.